You want to ask us a question? Call us on our Google line, 443-844-3070. Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grandma's It's too early in YouTube. It's too early in YouTube to cuss you out. But hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, aka Grandma's favorite grandson, aka the bearded wonder, aka the pod boss, CEO of this thing of our SMG. And yeah, man, we are here. Another episode of Toxicology Report. We're doing pretty good, except for last week because somebody was under the weather.
With no notice.
No, but I will say this. She gave you the benefit of the doubt. I was upset. She gave you the benefit of the doubt. She's like, he might be asleep. Call him. Don't text him. I was like, okay.
I text you back like 4 a.m. or something, right?
Yeah,
like
you did. But I called you twice and you didn't answer your phone. I was like, he'd never not answer the phone for me.
Right.
So, but she gave you the benefit of the doubt.
It's been a struggle the last month.
As always, my man, my mellow, if I'm not here, he's not here, and vice versa. Sir, tell the world who you are that don't know who you are, because we're going to get new followers because of our guests.
Really? Because I'm going to be the interracial relationship slayer. That's who I am.
Bro, you didn't have interracial relationships before.
But I'm a slayer. I'm going to slay this one.
Okay. All right.
Just this one, huh?
Just this one.
Okay.
So tell people who you are, Slayer.
It's your boy Best Friend, a.k.a. the IRRS.
Okay.
Like the IRS on stage.
Yes.
IRS squared. The IR squared S.
Good gosh. Okay. That's all you got? Is it?
That's all I got.
All right. So, as you all can see, we have a guest. Okay.
This is the IRRS person.
We're not being audited. Okay. This is the actual guest. Okay. She's amazing. She's part of the family. She's probably been watching us as long as her husband been watching us, because that's just how it goes.
We've only been here for like 2 days.
So, bam. Tell people who you are.
Well, I'm not cool like you guys, so I don't have 1,000,001 nicknames. But my name is Lynn. Today I'm going to go by Mrs. Alabama because my husband told me that was going to be my name for this. And
he sounds possessive.
I'm a good
so white.
Lynn is so white. My name is actually Rebecca Lynn, and I got rid of the Rebecca.
That is even whiter.
Yeah. So let her be Lynn. Let her be Lynn.
I'm just Lynn. Just Lynn.
Hey, Becky. How you doing, Becky?
I do have some people that call me Beck because they missed the Rebecca part, so they just call me Beck.
Tell them stop doing that. Tell them stop doing that. That's horrible.
I know. It is horrible.
Your parents are real white. Hold on. Your dad's name's probably Bob.
No, it's worse.
It's probably it's Richard?
No, it's worse.
Calvin?
Nope.
Earl?
It's Wayne.
Oh God.
If she would have said Earl, I'd have been like, oh.
It's Wayne.
Wayne. Okay, shout out to Wayne.
Who will never watch this, by the way, because I don't even think he knows what a podcast is.
Tell him his AKA is Lil Wayne.
There you go. Wayne? Shout out to Lil Wayne. All right. So, have you watched the show?
I have listened more than I've watched because I'm always sitting in the vicinity.
Damn, he puts baby in the corner. You ain't allowed to watch these two dudes. You gotta sit over there and listen.
It's more that like I'm usually busy doing other things. Yeah.
Thank you. Positivity. She's working, sir. That job that she wants to get paid for, because she had a baby.
She gotta support the black man.
There you go.
I do.
So, what do you think of the show? Let's ask you that first.
I like it. I think what I like about the show is people just seem to be free to say whatever's on their mind, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of censorship, which you do see in other
Mm-hmm.
shows. So that's refreshing, and it does always just feel like some friends catching up and talking more than like something that's scripted and
Okay.
ready to go.
So
Well,
that's how he wants it. Because if it wasn't, he wouldn't be here. Like that's the real reason he hate podcasting, because of that reason right there. So we try to keep it like that all the time. And as you can see when I'm doing my intro, he just jumps in and bothers me because he does that. Is there anything outside of getting rid of the white man that you would say to improve the show?
Oh gosh.
why? Because she don't like white men. I gotta go.
Yep, exactly.
um
Add another black man on here, please.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
on the days I'm not here, bring her husband on.
Hey.
Oh God, you don't want the two of us ever on a podcast together.
Oh,
I think we'd
goodness.
argue we'd bicker. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you
Okay.
to do to make it better.
Okay.
Maybe after I'm a guest, I'll
Uh-huh.
see something. Ask
Gotcha.
me again at the end.
Okay. No problem.
I got a legit question for you.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
So we're not, but if me and Pablo were in a relationship, who would be the man of the relationship?
Oh, God. You better
It's
pick
okay.
right.
It's okay if you say I would be the man, because he gets it all the time when we go out.
But I've grown a very mature beard now. Okay. So
that means he's a very mature
Can
bottom.
you wear the pants in different situations?
No. One's going to be
It
the
just
man,
has to
and
be
one,
one or the other. Okay.
cut and
yeah,
dry.
he doesn't like the switch.
There's
He
no
I'm
50-50.
going to say Pablo because best friend's a little whinier than he is.
People are starting to say that. People are starting to say that. So yes, Pablo, let's go.
Yeah.
Girl, you ain't gotta be scared of him.
Put your hands on your knees. I told you she don't like white people.
Oh
Clearly.
my God.
So, best friend. So they came to the studio, right? And it's like, yeah, we're meeting up with some friends. So I promise you, I swore it was gonna be like 3 white people coming in, and then Alabama. Gang of black people, bro.
I was
She's
the
the
only
only white person
there.
in the room.
And those aren't his friends. Like those are
Right. Those are her friends.
lifelong friends.
So you that white girl that they pass around.
This guy.
I don't think that I've ever been passed around. I go where I want to go.
Exactly. So
I
she's
don't
there. She's supposed to be there.
I don't think she got the memo on what I meant by being passed around.
Oh, she do. Oh, she do. So, Lynn.
Yes.
Back.
Did you go to HBCU?
No.
You went to the straight PWI?
Yeah, I went to UAB with James. That's where we met.
Okay. So
you guys were like in home ec class?
No.
You're learning how to sew?
We met at a club on Halloween.
What kind of club? What kind of club?
We met at this club called Zydeco. Zydeco, right, babe? Yeah, we met at this club, Zydeco. I was there with a bunch of my friends. It was kind of like all the stars aligned because I didn't want to go out that night. And one of my girlfriends bought me a costume and was like, nope, you're going out. We started at a house party. And that particular friend ended up leaving with a guy that she knew at the time.
Good for her. Good for her.
And so then my roommate, who's one of my best friends, asked if I wanted to go to the club, and I was like, nah. And she was like, no, you're going. Let's go. And if the other friend had not left, James would not have been allowed to approach me because she's the girl that's like, we don't want anything. Go, go, go. But
Best friend hate those type of people.
She left, so James was there listening. The DJ that night was a friend of his or something, and so he was there, and we danced and hung out at the club. And then I don't know why I was ballsy. And I said, hey, here's my number. I immediately sent him a text and was like, hey, we're going back to this house. Here's this address. Come hang out.
Damn.
He
See, if she wanted to be there, she's gonna be there,
If
sir.
I want to be there, I'm going to be there. And I had him come over to my friend's house and we're sitting at her kitchen table talking. And then I was just like, oh, did you drive here? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, let's leave. Let's go get some food. Let's go do our own thing. And we went to the Awful Waffle, aka Waffle House, um, and sat there until like 3 a.m. and
I
just
love it.
talked. And
See,
then
that's what you want, right, best
the
friend?
rest was kind of history.
See, you
But
wanted
I
that,
didn't
right?
like him at first.
Yeah, we didn't either. Don't worry about it.
We still don't.
I hello. I kept thinking he was too nice for me. And then I
Like
had one of my
thugs.
really good friends and she was like, "What, why don't you like him?" And I was like, "I don't know, he's not really my type. He's super nice." And she, as straight as she could, said, "And where has your type gotten you?" I was like, "Oh, well dang." And then we started dating. He told me he loved me, and my response was, "Thank you."
God damn it, James.
And I didn't tell it back for like 2.5 months.
As you shouldn't. Good
He
job. That's crazy.
my response was always thank you. And then one day I was like, you know what? I think I love you too. But I
But
made
Go ahead, best friend.
for
to
Go
be
ahead, best
fair,
friend.
I thought he was gay. So
That's because he never had facial hair. So you always think,
he
and
still don't.
he shaved it all off. His face is completely bald again.
see what you did? You teased him so much, he cut it all off, sir.
Look,
It's
not
like
everybody can be like us grown men.
it's
Yeah.
like in the Cleveland show where Cleveland shaves off his mustache and then his whole voice and everything
Changes, yeah.
Oh,
changes because
he lost his puberty voice.
yeah.
Lordy.
Oh God.
Well, okay. Thank you for that little backstory.
A little backstory, huh?
That's crazy. Okay. Uh so Anthony Edwards, he plays in the NBA. He's a pretty decent basketball player. Um he got a woman pregnant, status quo for the field, but he told her to get an abortion.
Mm.
A couple of times. He told her to get an abortion. She refused to get an abortion because she wanted to have the baby. When the baby came, about 4 months in, he tells her, I'm giving up my rights to the kid.
Mm.
Is he wrong for even thinking that?
I feel like, okay, well, first of all, I will say this. I think how a woman chooses to handle her pregnancy is her decision,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But I also feel like he was upfront from the get-go and like, I don't want this. I'm not ready for this. This is not like I don't want us to have this child. And so I don't think she can be surprised if 4 months in
Well,
he wants to give up his rights. I don't think she could be surprised.
let's play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Let's just say, hypothetically, he's like, hey, have an abortion because I don't want to pay child support. I don't want to get caught up in that realm. Then, if
Okay.
you give up your rights, you ain't got to pay child support. So,
That's
is it
true.
because, so that really makes him a piece of shit father because he was trying to give up his rights to save the bag versus take care of a kid. So, I think he's a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
but if he's a piece of shit father, why do you want him to be the
In the
parent to
life.
your child anyways? I
No,
wouldn't.
but
Right.
financially, you could be a good mother and father to your kid because he's a piece of shit. But now he got out of it financially because he gave up all his rights. So now you stuck struggling taking care of a kid because he wanted to be a piece of shit man and not a
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
father and not even take care of him financially. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
And I think
I'm
he just got the shoe deal too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't disagree with you that there were probably other motives. I
Mm-hmm.
still don't think the mom can be surprised because he was upfront. But I will say I'm not a single mom, but I've never ever seen anybody hustle harder or like force themselves to be stronger than a single mother. And
Okay.
so the baby will be fine without his money.
So if, not saying it's going to happen, if for whatever reason you and James don't work,
Mhm.
would you put him on papers?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so fun fact about James and I. When we were getting married, you know, most people think like let's talk about finances and how all that'll be split, prenups, whatever, in
Mhm.
that aspect. My one request is that we had all of that figured out in terms of custody before we got married, before we had kids. I
Mm,
wanted us to make those decisions when we were in a place of respect and not at a place of hate.
mhm,
Um, so for me, what is what is.
mhm.
As long as my kid's taken care of. However, if it weren't that, let's say we didn't have any of those conversations. Okay. My dad was a single dad. My mom left
Okay.
my dad. My dad raised my sister and I, and he never put my mom on child support, even though he could have because he was the one with custody. And he didn't do it. He didn't do it because he just kind of lived with the mindset of like, well, I could benefit my daughters by fighting for money, or I could hurt
Mhm.
my daughters because their mother resents them because it's their fault that we're having all of these fights. And I think a part of me would want to look at it like my dad. And then there's the other part of me that if James and I get divorced, it's going to be because he fucked up. It's going to be because of him. Let me just put that out there. If we get divorced, and I don't believe in the divorce isn't an option BS.
Right.
I just told him this the other day. I think the people that do get divorced are the ones that live with the mindset that that's off the table because you get too relaxed. Like you
Mhm.
should live every day knowing divorce is possible, so you don't fuck up.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't say
Coming from a divorced person.
it. But I'm just saying, you know, like you get in this mindset of like, oh, that's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen.
Mhm.
And you get lazy in your
That's
marriage. But if we do, it's gonna be because of him.
okay.
And I'm real petty.
Uh-huh.
So
There you go, best friend.
so
I,
I probably would. If we had nothing like figured out, I
Yeah.
I would go for the jugular. And then I'd have to pray for his mom because for her to not kill me because my mother-in-law would probably kill me. But I would still go for the jugular.
Okay. Hmm. So
Mm.
there's backlash. Well, not backlash. It's like a ripple effect of what he did to the lady. There was a mom who went viral because she told her son to put down Anthony Edwards' shoe because he don't take care of his kids.
Mm.
Do you think the mom was right? Like it's just shoes, right?
no. People have moral beliefs. Like
Yeah.
again,
Mhm. Mhm.
like people fucking believe in Jesus, because of his beliefs. Like there's people that don't believe in him, whatever.
Mhm.
Like you're allowed to believe in what you want to believe. If you think like a man should take care of their kid or whatever, then yeah, go ahead, fuck him.
I think yeah, I think that that's no different than saying we're going to boycott Starbucks or Target or whatever else because as a store they believe something, you know. It's no different. I think that if the mom doesn't want to buy the shoe because if you're buying the shoe then you're supporting him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
You're
Okay.
supporting him, not supporting his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like here's more money for you to hoard. Yeah.
Okay. So Lynn, um, when you start liking black guys,
Okay, let's see.
because you're like in like Alabama, like so.
Alabama, Alabama. My first black boyfriend was in high school. Uh, let's see, we started dating in January of junior year of high school, and
Mm-hmm.
we dated until December of freshman year in college.
He became
So
a
a long
branch
time.
manager.
No. um,
And the fact that you laughed at that, I know exactly where you at in Alabama. That is
I um I was nervous
Okay.
I was nervous to tell my dad. Not that my parents have ever shown like that they are prejudiced or
Hmm.
anything, but you just don't know. Like until
Yeah.
you're in it, you have no idea. I was nervous. My dad was he was fine. And my
Hmm.
mom was fine. My grandparents were fine. I had some aunts and uncles that were a little like
Yeah.
side eye-ish, but the people whose opinion I cared about, they didn't care. Um, we broke up because
You met James. We get it.
no, we didn't. That is
Cause
not what
he, cause
happened.
he, cause he fucked up.
Yeah, we broke up because he started he started sleeping with his lab partner, and then the person he chose to confide in that information was one of my high school best friends,
Mm.
and so that was stupid. Because
So they
then of
had like
course
real chemistry, huh?
I'm gonna
Ba-dum,
find
bum.
out what the hell. And then I didn't date anyone until senior year of
Mm.
college when James and I met. I stayed single otherwise. I mean,
Ah, so
I had fun, but I didn't have a boyfriend.
you had the whole phase. We got it. Okay.
How's James feel about that? Like, damn,
James
girl.
can't say shit about me and my hoe phase. I did not know that man.
Yeah, best friend. She ain't know him.
I did not know him, and he probably had a hoe face too.
He didn't. He
He
didn't.
nah, not at all.
He definitely
Not
did
at all.
not.
Not
He
with
did
that
not.
face. Not at all.
Nope.
My
That
God.
face does not qualify for a whole
He
face.
he was that guy that was looking at the memes that says, "Be patient. Your wife's probably out there hoeing it up right now."
Oh my
Right? Just
God. He's all
she'll
about the fucking memes.
See?
God.
that's my fault. I'm sorry. That is my fault. Um
But yeah, so high school, I guess. I mean,
uh,
I didn't date a black guy before then,
okay.
but I never had a boyfriend after him until James. So I guess it's true. Once you go black, you don't go back because I never went back.
So
Well,
best friend.
technically,
When
James is white.
when
He's an
when,
Oreo.
when did you start dating black women?
Um. So when I was in middle school, well, I've always had black girls. Like, they've always been attracted to me for some reason. Like, I have this like black aura about me. Like, I'm like the black girl
You
slayer.
wore a
You have the
gold chain.
swag.
I have,
He had a gold chain and he wore tank tops all day. That's the only reason why.
but like I'm not nobody in elementary school, but in
Okay.
middle school
Why you
there was
dating in
a
elementary school anyway? What's wrong with you?
bro. I
In
was 12.
elementary school?
I was 12 when I lost my virginity. Leave me alone.
That's middle school,
Listen,
sir.
I was okay. I was sneaking off and making out with people for
When you were
sure. Full
17,
on tongue in elementary school. For
Full tongue
sure.
in elementary school?
For sure.
James, leave
damn.
her. James, leave her
For
right now, sir.
sure.
She definitely for the streets. That's why she settled down.
Take the kids and run, sir. Okay.
Take the
Mine was
kid.
middle school.
Okay.
I I was a bad child.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Um, if me and best friend were to come down to visit you guys, right?
Hmm.
Uh, what places I can't go?
No, what places I can't go.
Um. Well, I
Because I
don't.
keep he keeps telling me about that one town, but what
Oh,
about
Coleman.
yeah?
Yeah, don't go to Coleman after dark for sure. You're fine where we live.
Okay,
Obviously, because James
obviously,
is here. You're fine where we live. Birmingham, you're okay.
I have friends in
Col-
Birmingham.
Coleman is sketchy, but like there's nothing to do there anyways.
Okay,
Like it's there's nowhere there that I would be like, hey, let's go to Coleman. Like they
Mhm.
literally have a Cracker Barrel and some weird Germantown Christmas pop up every year and tornadoes during
Why is it
tornado
like that
season.
though? Like the super racist places, there's nothing to do there. Like, why is it like that? Like,
Because people don't want to go and cultivate neighborhoods and businesses there because
because like where best friend lives, there's nothing to do there, and they're like uber racist over there. Look at it, right? What's it to do there, sir?
Nothing.
and I would say it's mostly just like the smaller towns like that where people are still just like stuck in their ways.
Mhm.
Um my hometown is Huntsville, so
I
like
definitely got friends in Huntsville,
2
so
hours,
that's why you
north
dated a
of
black guy.
us.
I get it. Okay.
And and Huntsville, well, I grew up in such like a diverse school and
Mhm,
friend group. Like I was really naive that
mhm,
racism and stuff still existed because it didn't in my bubble. Like in my school, my
mhm,
bubble, all like it just didn't exist. And then I came to Birmingham and it
mhm,
still didn't exist. Like most of my
mhm,
friends were still black or
mhm.
everybody just as long as you had a good attitude. In college, I hung out. My husband is an alpha, and I know this kills him every time I say this. I hung out with a ton of Kappas.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
That's where the
And
whole page was at. Okay.
yeah, I just had a good time. So I was really naive to it. It wasn't until James and I started dating and we
Mhm,
went to it wasn't Coleman, it was this little it was Florence, I think. And we went into a store and I could
mhm,
tell he got super awkward and like super standoffish. And he didn't really explain it until later, but I guess there were people in there with like Confederate flag, like stuff that I was just blind
mhm,
to. It wasn't anything I had to pay attention to, but now I focus a little bit more on it. And obviously,
mhm,
like if my husband can't be there, my friends can't be there, I'm not gonna go either. So if you came to visit us, you'd be fine.
okay.
We just won't go to Coleman.
Have you
I'm
run
gonna go.
into yeah, you go. You let us know what's over
Let
there.
us know how it is.
So have you run into any like, you know, stupid people because y'all have a child together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, well, actually, I think it was before I was pregnant. I worked with a girl. She was black, and she said, "Well, now that you're married, like, I just, I want to know who's going to teach your kids what it means to be black."
Because
And
it ain't James.
I said, I said, "What?" And she said, "How are you going to teach your children what it means to be black?" And I said, "I'm not." And
Mm,
she was like, "Well, how is that going to be beneficial?" And I said, "Well, they will have a black parent and an entire half of their family who is black that can teach them those things. I will never pretend that I can
mhm,
because I can't. And that's not my job. I know as a mother that is not my job. My job is not to teach our son what it means to grow up black. I
okay,
mean, I need to know how to empathize with him and support him in that, but I can't teach him how to do that.
mhm.
The only thing I was really concerned about was I never want to be the white mother whose kids' hair look a mess. Okay? And listen, listen, this just happened last week. I did a ton of research. I talked to a lot of my friends, like, hey, y'all, for his like curl pattern, what's the best products? What should I use?
Yeah,
I have a whole system for him a shampoo, a conditioner, a leave in, a detangler, a curl cream. I do all the steps.
you talking Spanish to best friend right now.
No, because I all you got to know is perm for you means different for him.
Thank you. Yes, yes. But his father
Yeah.
will
It was
not do the
bald.
steps. He won't do the steps. So, our normal morning routine is I leave before they leave for the day. So James takes him to like our nanny
Mhm,
and she gets him ready or she gives him breakfast and then drives him to school. Well, I don't see how he leaves the house every day. And I see how he comes home, but he's
mhm.
2 and so I just think, "Oh, you've gone, you've played really hard. You look silly, but let's, get together." I posted a picture of him on social media last week where
Yeah.
he had spent the day with me and he was at the salon with me while I got my hair done. And when I got done getting my hair done, we went by the nanny's house and she was like, "Lynn, his hair looks so good. Did they do his hair?" And I said, "No, he didn't get his hair done." And she was like, "No, no, like not cut it, but did they like do a rinse and like put some product in there?" And I said, "No, I did his hair." And then
Mm,
I thought about it and I was like, he comes to your house every day with his hair undone, and
Looking
you think
nappy.
it's me. You think it's
James,
me.
yeah,
So
James is messing up.
I had to call James. I was like, if you're not going to do it, we're buying a second set of everything. We're giving it to her. I'm going to show her how I do it because you're letting him go into the world and people aren't going to blame you.
No, not at
They're
all.
going to blame me.
They're like,
Yep,
he lets his white wife do that to that kid. He
yep,
should step up and
exactly.
say something.
Yes. And he looks busted and I don't have time.
See, because you can't expect a man with no hair to be doing hair in the morning. So
Okay, but when James was a kid, he had a fro.
he
So he
did.
should know how to do
And
something.
it was probably nappy as shit.
No, my mother-in-law would have never let him leave the house
No, he
looking.
had a luxurious flow, but when he got older and it started going away, then he just gave up.
He had the Jackson 5 fro.
It was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So,
massive.
what do you think about? Because this is the thing now. Women are asking for child support when they don't need it. Like they are fully capable. Their bank account is perfectly fine. They do not need help, but they're still asking for child support.
I think what do they want the child support for? Is it just to be petty? Like, or is it actually going to the kid?
It's not going to the kid.
If it's not going to the kid, then
Yeah. What are we doing?
yeah, what are we doing? I okay, if James and I got divorced and and again, it's going to be because he fucked up.
I swear, if I get like a crying voice note from him, because
And I'm fully 100% capable of taking care of my kid. I think if I were still like, well, you need to pay something, I wouldn't necessarily think he would need to pay me, but I think that set something up for the kid's future. Like, put it in a bank account for him to have access to that I don't have access to. Set him up because at the end of the day, like, I feel like if you want to spend time with your kid from either side, if you want that time and you want to be an active, involved party, that is with everything. That's with school events, that's with doctor's appointments, that's financially. And so it's got to happen somewhere.
Okay, best friend.
That's how I feel.
I think
If Shorty came up to you like, I need about $500-600 a month, and you know she works for like,
I think women are greedy whores, and
okay, good job.
I think they just they want it just to have it. Like you don't need it. Like that type of person is exactly what I talk about as far as the greed part, because you don't need it. You're just trying to add stress to his life and get at him because of whatever, right? Because when James was clapping them cheeks at Kappa Kappa Kappa, clappa clappa clappa, right? When he was clapping, he was the best thing going. But then as soon as y'all break up,
He's the alpha man, sir. He wasn't over there with the Kappas, sir.
this little dick guy, he ain't got nothing going for him. He's the worst person in the world. Now all of a sudden you want child support. Like it's just a pettiness to be greedy.
Okay. I feel like if she has it and I have it, there's no reason for me to be on papers. As long as I'm taking care of my kids, Yeah, like
My daughter's mom, I paid child support, and the day she got that check, I swear I got out of child support because of it. I had proof that the day she got that check, she would go right to the liquor store, spend the whole check on liquor, and have a party the same night. Every month it happened. That's how I got out of child support. Like so, again, you didn't need the money to support the kid because you took that whole check and had a party.
But she's a better person now, sir.
Fuck no, she's not. She's terrible.
Leave my friend alone. Lynn, what's your toxic trait?
My toxic trait? Oh God. There's so many.
Angel black man.
Once you go black.
Okay, I think one toxic trait that I have is I I will be like, no, 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 no. Let's save the money. Like, I'll get really, 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 really strict about our budget or whatever. And then the very next day be like, hey, yo, babe, I just dropped $1,000 on something so stupid. I think that's one of my toxic traits because I literally just stress him out doing that. I think sometimes I'm a little like, I don't know. Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
You know how they say like it's not really good to go to your friends and like talk about your relationship?
Right.
No, my friends, they gonna know everything. They gonna know everything. If James,
Damn.
God.
God, he's gonna hate me.
We hate you right now. What are you
If
doing?
James, like, if it's not good that night, my friends are gonna know. My friends are gonna know.
What she wanted to say was, she said, if James busts early, that's what she wanted to say.
I was really gonna say if he can't like get it up or something, you know, but
See, I was about to ask you a
No.
question we had at the live show. And
You're literally that woman that will kill her man's self-esteem because you talk to your friends.
then you wonder why he can't get it up. His self-esteem is too low, so the libido's not working.
okay, yes, I get it. Like, but
Oh my
I'm honest, that is a toxic trait of
And you
mine.
understand that what you're doing too.
It'll be all right.
So, okay, I have a question. We said this at the live show, and we got like mixed reviews of the answers. If James can't get up no more, he has ED, right? No pills work, no nothing.
Yeah.
Are you
She's
staying
leaving. Nope. She's leaving.
I'm not gonna leave him if his dick can't get up. I may
But all
ask
your friends
her.
gonna know about it.
I may,
there? Everybody gonna know his dick can't get up.
everyone will know for sure.
What the fuck?
My mom and sister will be the first ones to find out.
He can never argue with anybody because you know that's the first thing they're gonna say to him.
Yeah.
like, well, your dick don't work.
Right.
But I wouldn't leave him. I would have to make sure he was comfortable with like,
You
You
stepping out.
cheating.
I don't know, like if you have the appropriate equipment to take care of yourself, I might would be okay. But
So he has to buy a strap on. That's okay. We get it. Okay.
no,
Best friend.
You're
She's
like
wild, bro.
she like the worst wife ever.
Bruh.
I love my husband.
So okay,
Why
would you
would you
cheat?
make him suffer the rest of his life to stay with him if it wouldn't get up, knowing that everybody's going to ridicule him? And
Oh my gosh. First of all, just because I tell my friends doesn't mean that they are going to openly say anything to him.
That's even
they,
worse. They're
They
like,
just know. They just know.
no Dick James is in the room. That's what they're gonna
yeah,
say.
They just
No Dick
know.
James is coming.
limp dick Jimmy.
So would you cheat if he can't get it up?
No, if he couldn't get it up and I like wanted, it would be an honest conversation. I would tell him that
Just
was
because
going
you
to
tell him
happen.
it's not, that don't mean it's not cheating. You know that,
Okay,
right?
well, then maybe. I
You're
mean,
stepping out.
it depends. It depends. I
Best
wouldn't
friend, get it, best friend.
if no, because listen, if the roles were reversed and let's say I just lost like all my libido, all my sex drive,
Uh-huh.
I didn't want it at all anymore.
You're
If
still a
he
hole. Yeah, he
Yeah.
still has a hole that
But
he
He
can
I
has
go
still
in.
have to be willing to give him said hole.
But you don't have no. What happens most of the time is women are willing to lay there and just let that hole be
Oh
used.
no, 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 no. Mm-mm. I'm not just gonna lay anywhere. Let's let's just put that out there. If it's not enjoyable for me
uh-huh.
and he needs to find enjoyment, I would be willing to have that conversation with him and do whatever we needed to do. But I'm not gonna just throw away a whole marriage over it.
So you're just gonna like, hey, I'm going down the street. I'll be
No,
back
it would
in a couple
not be
hours.
like that. Before I even met somebody, I would tell him, "Hey, I'm having these feelings of like longing for more,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to figure out how we're going to solve this because I still have needs."
I don't know if I want you married to my friend anymore. I'm
Oh my god.
I would start the conversation off. I've been thinking about this long and hard.
and that's why you don't have those conversations with people, sir.
That's where I would leave it.
Real long,
And real hard. And
But
then he would know right away.
I would honestly have the conversation with him and I would say, "Look,
Okay.
we need to talk." I mean, I wouldn't want to like hurt him obviously, but also like every not just humans, every animal on the planet has like this natural desire and need, and
But
sometimes
we're the
it
only
has to be
species that
met.
do it for fun, though. No other species does it for fun.
Well, shit.
Bro, you knew she was for the streets when she said she was tonguing dudes down in elementary school.
Right.
His name was Jonathan Oliver.
And she
I'm
still
good.
remembers his name.
I still remember his name.
I'm pulling up
I
Jonathan Oliver from Alabama.
I
Right.
rode with him. He was one of our neighbors, and my mom, I don't know if his mom was watching me or something, but for some reason I rode with his family to like his grandma or aunt's house, and they had a play set outside, and we just went to the play set and we made out.
She's tongue kissing Jonathan. She's hanging out with the Kappas.
Yeah.
I used to rent. Oh my God, I'm glad my dad will never see this, and I'm glad most
Send
of
it
my
to him. You ain't gotta worry
grandparents.
about it. Wayne, I got you, bro. Don't even worry about it.
When I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
I would rent like spare bedrooms in our house out for people that needed a place to hook up. Like if my girlfriends didn't want to hook up in their boyfriend's car or something, I would be like, "Yeah, I'll sneak them in. Like you tell your mom you're spending the night with me and I'll sneak him in, but it's going to be like $20."
Damn.
Oh,
She was running brothels and shit.
yes, she was. Okay, so
poor James.
So
hey, you know what? He's enjoying the benefits of that now.
I bet he is.
You saved all them $20?
He's getting everything I've learned.
She means the practice. All the practicing she was doing.
All the practicing with the clappers.
All the clappers. Her and the clappers.
Oh my God. I just thought of a really bad story that would really make me look fucked up with the Kappa. Okay.
No, let's hear it now.
Yeah, you already, yeah.
Clapper.
So the high school boyfriend that we broke up.
Mm-hmm. Broke up.
I don't know, maybe like a year after our breakup, I went to a party that the Kappas were throwing at Club Aqua. And there was a guy that also went to our high school with us. His name was Tyler, and he went to school, like we went to college together as well, and he was a Kappa. And I was leaving that party that night with my roommates, and I gave him a hug because we were friends, we knew each other, and when I was walking away, he was like, if only, oh God, I probably shouldn't say the ex's name. Fuck it. If only Jamel and I weren't friends. And
he's definitely black.
I slung my hair over my shoulder and I looked up and I said, well, he's not here. And I knew he was going to call me later, and he did. And then I slept with him, even though they were friends. And we all used to hang out back in the day in high school, all because he was like, man, if only I didn't know him. And I said, he's not here.
You knew he was trying to fuck then, because as soon as you said that, you're like,
I
knew. Oh, he wants to hit.
So.
Best friend, don't condone this shit.
Bro, she's like, she knows. She knows the game.
All right. So Nelly used to date Floyd Mayweather's ex-girlfriend. They dated for a long time. And she told him they needed a break so she can figure some shit out. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, during that break, he got with Ashanti. And now they have 2 kids. Mm. So is Nelly wrong for moving on? Or is the shorty stupid for saying let's take a break because it is Nelly?
I don't like taking breaks. Okay. I don't get it. I feel like if you want to take a break to explore whatever, you should just break up.
Okay.
But you literally just said you would talk to James about stepping out without breaking
That is so different. That is different. Number one,
his dick don't work. Okay. If his dick don't work, it's different.
Hey, babe. If something happened. Let's say, oh God, the only thing I can
You
think
can't
of
even
is
explain the shit.
let's say you got like prostate cancer or something.
Hey, yo. Not cancer. All right.
Listen.
Get my man
Just
ball cancer.
listen. Let's say you got something, okay? Anyway, something happened and you can no longer function. You no longer get it up at all. Pills don't work, nothing works, right? And
You know
I
who
am at a point where it's like, but I just have to have sex. And I came to you and I had that conversation with you and I was like, we may need to find
I need to go talk
somebody
to Jamel.
for me to, oh God, it wouldn't be him.
Tyler.
We need to find no, we need to find somebody to do that, right? I know it would hurt you, but wouldn't that be better than throwing away our whole marriage?
He's about to
He said,
slap her.
He about to knock that whole
did
headset
you
off.
hear him?
No.
He said, you get the strap.
See? Told you. He gonna
Okay.
buy a strap on for you. Exactly. Ain't nobody stepping out. What the fuck is you talking about?
But I'm just saying, babe, let's take strap-ons off the table. If those were
Nah,
the two
strap-ons ain't
options,
off the table.
divorce or me sleeping with somebody, what would you pick?
He leaving you.
Oh, did you hear him? He just said, I just wouldn't want to know about it.
God,
He's so soft.
cut the fucking beard off. I was rooting for him. Good God.
Bro, it's like Samson. Just cut this shit off and you just got no power no more.
Lord have mercy.
The good thing is, I don't foresee that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you never know. He can get rear-ended tomorrow and hurt the lower part of his back, and then boom.
Yep. One nerve fucks up everything.
Let's not put that in the atmosphere. We're going on a car ride tomorrow. A long one.
Okay. One nerve on your back fucks up the whole bottom part, and he got to push you around for the rest of your life.
He would. He's a good man. He would.
Bro, if I'm him, when you go to sleep tonight, I'm slapping the shit out you just for the simple fact. You're going to wake up like, what was that for?
For the fact that I asked him that?
Yeah. So, if he couldn't wipe his ass, would you wipe his ass? Not
Yes.
pay somebody to do it.
No,
Would you wipe his
100%
ass?
I would. 100% I would. I wiped my grandpa's ass when he was sick. 100%
That's
I do
your
it for my
grandpa.
husband.
That's not him.
No, but 100% I would do it for my husband.
Okay.
100%.
Your best friend? Best friend said he wouldn't wipe my ass if something happened to me.
Nah, I pay somebody. Shit.
See? What if I want you to wipe my ass, sir?
I wouldn't pay anybody. I would take care of him.
If I had to work overtime, I'm like, yo, this is all ass wiping money right here.
Well, you also the same person that's gonna walk out my funeral and fuck on one of my cousins and shit that's crying over me.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you left when we were talking about that last time, like it was over. But I told him that I don't understand why you can't hit on somebody at a funeral.
Right, she's all for it.
I don't see why not. Like a shoulder to cry on becomes a dick to ride on.
But not that day though.
Why not? He may never see your cousin again.
You got.
He said the same shit. He said the same shit.
Yeah.
I might not see her again.
She might be going back to Alabama. I ain't going to Alabama anytime soon. So look, like, hey, like,
that ain't shit.
I'm not trying to have a long distance phone sexting conversation. Like, oh yeah, 1 year I might try to come down there, and if we do, we're gonna hook up. Nope, let me hook up now and then catch you on the rebound.
Oh, Lynn, your best friend, right? Y'all hiking. This is the last question I got. Y'all hiking, right?
Okay.
And for whatever reason, a snake bites her on the vagina, right?
Okay, it's an awkward place for a snake to be.
Right? Would you suck the poison out or let her die?
Damn.
I'm trying to prove a point to this asshole here. It's just the right lip. You just gotta suck on the right lip to get the poison out.
Do we have like Benadryl or something I can give her to just help until I get to the?
No.
Okay. So it's that or she dies.
Yep.
I really don't want to say it depends on which friend it is, but it depends on which friend it is.
The one that was at the studio.
Oh, Shakira?
Yeah.
I would do it for Shakira.
Okay. See,
I would do it for
Shakira.
I would
do it for Shakira. No dick to get nope.
What about just like one ball?
Right. Nobody say you put your mouth on the shit. Just Get on the side, suck the shit out, and spit it out.
I would do it for Shakira, and then we would just have an understanding that we are never speaking of that again.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You already bottom, so go ahead and do bottom things, sir.
Nope.
Sir, go ahead with your segment, sir.
So it's funny because I have a very basic question, but it ties into this whole show anyway.
It always happens that way. We're good like that.
And I didn't even plan it out that way because I didn't know any of his topics. So I had somebody message me.
It's not like we don't share the topics. You know, we have literally a share part where he can just go look at them.
I've never looked at them a day in my life.
I know you haven't, you piece of shit. Go ahead.
Ever.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess the overall question is not receiving oral a deal breaker in the relationship? And I'll tell you what the question was. This was actually from a guy. So he said that him and his woman aren't sexual a lot, but when they are, she always performs oral on him, but he never does it to her because he had a bad experience one time in the past. So how can he boost himself up to want to do it because he feels like it's a deal breaker?
He had a bad experience with her or somebody else?
With somebody else. He said, now his quote you, he said, she's clean, she showers multiple times a day, she doesn't shave completely bald, but no problems. He never had none of that feminine issue.
How did he have an issue performing oral?
Well, no, he had a issue before where like maybe it wasn't tidied up.
Oh, like maybe the girl was gross.
Yeah, like maybe
But the old girl ain't the new girl.
He's got to try it one time.
Yeah.
And see.
Or what she can do is he can lay down and she just sit on his face.
But is it a deal breaker?
Yeah.
Well, man. I feel like if I'm gonna do it, he should do it. At least
agree.
offer. Okay.
That's not the question.
But I will say this: I would rather not have it at all than have poor oral given. Does that make sense? So it's not a deal breaker. It's for me, it's not a deal breaker. But
so if James came to you at the beginning and said, look, just so you know, we're going to go to the Waffle House, but if this lasts longer than 8 hours today and we go on to a second date, I don't do oral. And you're like, okay, let's go on a second date, or you're like, I don't know.
No, I would go on a second date. And here's why.
You'll be there for the food at that point. It's not even for him.
No, let me tell you something. Girls will not be honest.
Ever. That's why this podcast is good.
There are more men who do not know how to do it well.
Correct.
Than there are men who can. And the only way I know how to describe it is most guys treat it
like is trash. That's all I heard.
They treat it like they are a dog licking water out of a bowl.
Super.
Yeah, and it's not good. Okay, not good. If you are a man and you are watching this and that is how you are doing it, she's faking. Period. She's faking.
But also, a lot of women don't know how to do it either.
That is also true.
They mimic porn, and that's not how you do it.
That's true. But girls, it's easier to help train yourself. Okay, you can go to it.
She's done it.
Where are we going?
Go to like a sex store and look for. It's called Good Head.
I've had that before.
Okay, it's like a sticky edible lubricant.
Real sweet tasting.
It's real sweet. The idea is to put it all over and work it all off. And it's a great, when I was in early college, okay, it's a great way to learn to take the time. Because
a lot of people are scared to even buy condoms. So you want them to walk into a sex store to buy something?
They just don't have to get over that. They just don't have to get over it.
If a girl didn't give head, would that be a deal breaker?
It's not. For me, it's not a deal breaker because, again,
Mm,
I would rather just not have it at all if it's gonna suck.
yeah, it wouldn't be a deal breaker, but I'm definitely getting head from somewhere else. Yeah, I'm definitely getting head from somewhere else.
So you a cheater.
So you'll cheat for head.
Just for head.
So you'll cheat for head, but me wanting to sleep with that's
Because
a double standard.
because you're married and then his shit don't work no more. I'm just
You
getting
could
head.
be married.
Oh, if I'm married, yeah, I'm gonna teach my wife how to do it.
Okay, why can't you teach your girlfriend how to do it?
Because she might not be here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I do think oral is more important to guys than it is to girls.
it's
James, is oral
he don't care. He
Yeah, you don't care. You're asking the wrong guy.
So so I have a question for both of y'all.
Okay.
What's more intimate, head or open mouth tongue kissing?
Open mouth tongue kissing.
I agree, open mouth tongue kissing.
It's more intimate.
Yep.
It's more intimate. It's
You
a
about to say,
stronger-
yep, we're white and we agree? Is that what
No. Yep. No, because
it's a
I've been
stronger
fighting that battle.
buildup.
I've been fighting that battle for like the last month, telling people because I've been having this conversation. And it's like, but it's the private parts. Why is it not more intimate? And I'm like,
Because you can fuck without ever kissing.
mm-hmm. Best friend know about that.
Yeah, I've done a lot of fucking without ever kissing a girl.
I don't know. There's just something about. I don't know.
Look, Bex. When you're in the triple digits, there's got to be at least a couple girls you ain't kissed.
Mm.
Damn. Triple digits.
So the way I see it, right? When we grew up, well, not Lynn because she's like 22.
20 years younger.
Yeah, like when we grew up, when we watched TV, right? How we knew people were together was by kissing. We knew Zach and Kelly were back together because they kissed. You know what I'm saying?
I love Saved by the Bell.
See, or we watch a movie and they'll start kissing and then they'll like drop down below.
And
the
then
camera.
your parents are always like, turn your head, don't look at this.
Exactly. So that's why we think kissing is more intimate because we didn't really focus on the head until we got to watching porn and shit. But yeah. But yeah. That's all I got. Best friend, you have anything?
People from Alabama. Just so you know, I see Birmingham all the time on First 48.
Yeah, I know. Very
Mobile
well
getting up there too. Mobile getting up there too.
Yeah, Mobile. Oh, Mobile's probably on there more than Birmingham.
Very,
I ain't coming
very
down
well
there because they see me, they be like, rob his ass.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Lynn, thank you. Beck, shout out to you.
So we need that now that we had it individually, we need to have them together.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next.
We can do it together.
Ew.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to yo. This is the threesome I didn't know y'all wanted. Okay. Me and best friend had a threesome with a married woman. Tell us how y'all like it. Comment below.
Y'all
she ain't like best friend so much. So, but you know, it's cool.
Because I'm white.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's all about the chocolate, brother. Don't even worry about it.
She ain't had a white guy since Tyler and the clapper.
She ain't have a white. Was not white. She ain't have a white guy since middle school, bro. She don't know what I feel like no more.
Tyler is like probably as white as James.
No.
What you thinking now?
No. Out of black men I have been with, my husband is
the whitest.
The whitest.
That's why he's not your type because he wasn't a little attitude. He didn't have a little swag. He didn't have all that.
That's why he trapped
for
you with
sure. He wasn't my type because
he didn't come off as black.
I didn't feel like I could fix him. Like I didn't feel like there was anything to fix. He was like
perfect.
He was almost too good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
I've gotten that before.
He probably had good credit.
So did you feel like he can protect you? Did you get that feeling right away with him? Because that's what a lot of women want. They want to feel like the man gonna be there and protect them.
I think what steered me away in the beginning was that he wanted to nurture me
You
more.
wanted to nurture them boobs.
Oh my God. Like, we started. Okay, so Halloween that year was like on a Friday or Saturday. It was on the weekend. And then that following Tuesday or Thursday, because at the time I only had class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He had texted me to ask me if I was on campus that day, and I told him no, I was sick. And like I said, he'd only known me a few days. He showed up at my door, which was a little weird. He remembered where he dropped me off at, but
That's why you get picked up from your friend
whatever.
house.
But he showed up with a basket of like different, he didn't know what was wrong, so all kinds of medicines, but he also remembered little things from that night where we were talking. Like, he brought me my favorite ice cream, and he brought me sushi because we had talked about how I like sushi, and um just different little things. And it was so thoughtful, and I remember thinking, like, this is so kind, and he really listened, and he paid attention to me, and he wants me to know that he will take care of me, but like, I don't want to be taken care of.
And then you're like, oh, he's gay.
And then 2.5 months later, she says, I love you. See, women, we try to give you what you want. You didn't want it. That's anyway. Best friend, any positive, any last words?
Yeah,
because
women
Beck is
ain't
getting
shit.
on my nerves now. Beck can't come back on here no more.
Oh, I'm coming back.
Becky ain't shit.
Okay.
Oh, I'll tell my mom you said that.
She ain't paid child support anyway, so her voice don't matter.
Exactly.
God.
So shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to Lynn. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
Lil Wayne manning up when the NBA players aren't.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the white man stepped up. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell y'all. But thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening to this another episode of Toxicology Report, where we just say whatever the fuck we want to say, because it's just freedom of speech until they change it. So for me, my best friend, and Kappa down there. You know what I mean?
Clapper.
You know what I mean? We gonna that might be the title. Actually, it's either once you go black or clapper. One of the two. We're gonna
get it, clapper.
One, two. Thank you.
Once you go Kappa, you go to an alpha. That's what we're gonna put.
Once you fucking Kappa, you don't go back.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So until next time,
because I didn't go back. Okay, we're getting.
If I was James, I'd be in the bedroom like I want to know everything. Like who was that?
First of all, if I'm James, I'm in the bedroom oiled up, and we gonna have a conversation.
No, because he told her to get the strap, so he might be oiled up for the wrong thing.
Nah, my man ain't doing that. My man ain't doing that. Don't do that.
James looks like he takes a finger in the ass. I guarantee it.
Oh my God, no.
You don't like the butt stuff.
No. Let me tell you something. You know James. You know James. You know the kind and like funny guy he is. But there's another side of him.
There you go. See,
there's another side of him.
Don't play with his ass. Well, that's your ass.
Here's what I would describe James as. Basically, what you just said. There's another side. Every serial killer, rapist, or whatever you've seen has always been.
Why you said the R word, bro?
Look, has always been a nerdy guy that you're like, no, he's just a guy next door. But there's always another side to him.
Listen, he is my little nerd, but
she's saying this like he's not like a whole foot taller than her. It's crazy.
No. He knows I think he's a nerd. God, he knows he knows I think he's a nerd. I sometimes think that he's like goofy, not always in the best ways, but he is a great man, a great provider, and he knows how to handle me in all areas of life. So we are good.
Ew.
Bro, he about to handle you with a chair because he's like, I'm tired of this shit.
When we come back to the next episode, you're gonna have a whole eye patch and shit because he was talking shit.
Oh please! If he wanted to try something, I would take his ass.
All right, so
I believe it.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for listening. Tune in next time where we have the Alabamas together. So
the Bamas.
Just remember, you're not a hoe. They hating. And you're not trash. You're somebody's treasure. And that's Word to Mundo. And until next time, we out of here.
I was a hoe.